The economy has changed in a couple of fundamental ways. When I was born in 1957, 2/3 of Canadians made things for a living. They made things in an economy where energy was cheap and resources were everywhere and people were scarce. It was a production economy based in manufacturing. Based in manufacturing where how much energy stuff used and all of that, how much resources those things used didn't matter. And it was an economy in which we governed from the edge and from our borders. We had an industrial policy in Canada. We controlled the price of things with tariffs and trade barriers. As Conrad Hilton said, the three most important business decisions were location, location, location. Proximity to the resources, to the mine, to the fishery, to the highway, to the road. It was all related to the supply chain of resources locally and the competitiveness of price in a highly nationalized industrial economy where people worked for the same company their whole life and it was loyalty. That's gone. It isn't coming back. We will not be a predominantly dominant production economy in the way that we were 60 years ago again. The energy equation's changed, the resource equation's changed, and the world population equation has changed. We're now in an innovation economy. Wealth is no longer primarily generated by production. It is now predominantly generated by innovation. 80% of the jobs created in this region here are jobs where people make nothing. Zero. Maybe they make something better, as that old basic ad says, but they don't make things. They imagine, they design, they engineer, they finance, they discover, they perform, they create, they do everything else but make stuff. And rather than being hostile to the manufacturing jobs we have, the current manufacturing jobs that we have, our advanced manufacturing sector and its growth depends on the critical mass of that activity. How many people doing all of those other things other than making stuff is our ability to keep the people who make stuff for a living, keep that production here, because if your innovation isn't hardwired into your production, you don't keep assembly lines. And we can't have another auto sector crisis to force innovation in the auto sector. Now North American-made cars look, American brands look as good as Japanese brands. The innovations and the adaptations of the last 3 years in biofill seats to cleaner, lower energy technology in cars to more fuel efficient engines to lighter, stronger materials in the assembly of the car's auto body parts is extraordinary. But we have to maintain that pace of innovation in that sector. But the other thing is, people are highly mobile. They don't work for a company a long time. Capital moves back and forth across the border very quickly. People move around the world. The average American worker in the knowledge force spends less than 1 year in a job and 3 years in a city. As Thomas Friedman says, you don't have to immigrate to innovate anymore like our parents had who came to this part of the world. And you can plug and play anywhere. But the peanut butter and the people aren't spread equally around the world. Shanghai and Bangalore have emerged as powerhouse innovation, Cleantech, innovation centers ahead of their own national economies because their own national economies don't exist. You don't govern from the center, you don't govern from the edge and the border anymore. In the new knowledge economy, you govern from the center. It's how much R&D are we spending? How much money are we putting into our universities? How enabling is our fiscal policies to encourage reinvestment in our businesses? How mobile is our population? How do we celebrate human diversity? How do we value profit and entrepreneurialism? And how do we enable human creativity? Because human creativity is the foundation of innovation. And innovation is the foundation of productivity. And productivity is the foundation of production. And our problem, the broken piece, is productivity. And it's not people working harder as assembly line drones. It is people adapting technology and innovation, clean